Hi everybody, it's Vicky from Vegemite Books. I thought I'd enter a little piece about how to speak Kiwi into the vlog challenge that my good friends Heather from Notes from Lapland and Karen from Cafe Baby have put together. So here you go, boys and girls, ladies and gents, how to speak Kiwi. The very first thing you need to know about how to speak Kiwi is that this is a Kiwi accent. I'm not from South Africa. I'm not from Australia. This is how Kiwis speak. Well, most of us anyway. The defining feature of a Kiwi accent is a flattened diphthong, which is basically that vowel sound. A vowel sound that's made up of two little minor sounds thrown together, or smashed together. So, for example, when you say the word milk, what you're actually doing with the IL sound in the middle is saying milk. In New Zealand, being the laid-back, casual kind of folk we are, we can't be bothered with two sounds thrown together. We say milk. We also say posh and chips. These are two phrases that you may really need to know. Another thing you need to know is that it sounds very, very different from in Australia, where they would say fish and chips and milk. See the difference? I hope you do. Otherwise, you're going to find it quite tricky getting around New Zealand. Something else that you need to know is the corner shop in New Zealand is called a dairy. It really is called a dairy. That's what we call it. It's not a farm, and there are no cows, but it is a shop where you can get milk, but not always fish and chips. A couple of other things that you may be asked in New Zealand is whether you have sandals. You won't be asked if you have thongs, because thongs is the word for jandals, the Australian word for jandals, which is also the word for flip-flops. Don't ever ask anybody if they've got their thongs on. It's rude. Don't ever ask anybody about their fanny or make a joke about their fanny. That's not what you think it is. It's actually ruder than that. And nobody in their right mind in New Zealand would ever go out for a fag break. No, not even them. Nobody would. A couple of other words that you may come across that may be a little bit unusual to you. One is the word bash, which is basically a small seaside cottage or lakeside cottage where we go and have our holidays. People might talk about the batch, the back of beyond, or out in the wop-wop. They may even talk about the batch, which is out in the wop-wop near the cow cockies. Rather than puzzling over this, of course, let me tell you very quickly that a cow cocky is a farmer. Out in the wop-wops is out in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes people talk about being just south of Waikato cow, which is actually a bit of a made-up name. It just means somewhere extremely remote. Hard yakka means really hard work. So you may be going out fishing, perhaps, and you've had a hard day, hard yakka, but you didn't fall in the drink, which is you didn't fall into the sea. And if you were drinking while you were hard yakkering, you were on the piss, which is really quite different from being on the piss in Australia. A couple of our place names in New Zealand are Maori words, which are really quite plosive in terms of the way that they're pronounced. One of the words that you may come across, snigger, is whakapapa, which is basically one of our major ski fields in the North Island. But there are others, Onahanga, Whakapapa, Ngarawakia, Ngarahoe, all of these places. And they're all said with a little bit of a burr. The Maori people in particular really like it if you try to say these words correctly. Give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? I do hope that you come down and see New Zealand. We're actually quite a friendly bunch. We're quite laid back. Even your grandma down here will say bugger when she does something wrong, when she's hard yakkering out on the farm in the middle of the wop-wop. Do come down and see us. We're a hell of a lot nicer than Australians.